Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is a very exciting update. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I'll explain that in this video. But I want to share the amazing news that I have. I am going to the Eras Tour this Thursday, Toronto night 4. I still can't believe that I'm saying this, but we'll get into all those details. I also had a small medical procedure. I got my port taken out, so we'll also explain that, and I'll walk you through the process and the experience. And yeah, it's gonna be an exciting video of updates about getting ready to go to the Eras Tour. Oh my gosh. So I will get into that story in a moment, but I am dressing as fearless, like inspired. So if you're not a Swiftie and you don't know, the Eras Tour, I'm sure most people know that the Eras Tour is like impossible to get tickets, but most people that go to the Eras Tour will dress up as one of the eras or like have an outfit inspired by that era. So I am going to go as fearless, and I need some accessories, and what better place to get these accessories than today's sponsor of this video, which is Ana Luisa. Now, I've worked with Ana Luisa before, but if you don't know who they are a New York based company. They have lots of beautiful styles of jewelry, all in either gold or silver. They are very affordable and lots of styles to choose from. Their jewelry is tarnish free, and I also find that I have to be careful with jewelry because my skin is super sensitive, but I have had no issues with the jewelry from Ana Luisa. It is very high quality. I got some pieces back in May, I believe, and I wear those earrings constantly, and I always get compliments about them. Ana Luisa is having their biggest sale of the year, and the more you buy, the more that you save. And we also know that the holidays are coming up, so this is a perfect gift idea for someone in your life who loves jewelry. I love dainty jewelry, but they also have many different styles, so there's something for everyone. Something I also love about this company is Ana Luisa is carbon neutral with their packaging, so you can feel good about ordering jewelry from them. Right now I am wearing my little butterfly necklace, and I got these new earrings that are like a double hoop, and then I am also trying out some rings. And right now they are having a sale of up to 30% off, and you can use this link right here. This is my link, and you will be able to have access to that sale. Thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. So I feel like we have to get through the story about getting my port removed, because that was the first big event. So I've had my port for years at this point, and I didn't get my port taken out right after chemotherapy, which is what most survivors tend to do, because I did have a lot of blood work that I needed to get through my hematologist, and we still had some investigations with now I know that it was ITP, with like my platelets being low, and some of my other values were very obscure, so I just decided to keep it. My veins were already hard to access before I went on chemotherapy, and then when I finished chemotherapy it was almost impossible. Like, I remember one time in the hospital a nurse tried like 7 times to get an IV in and no luck, so I just wanted to keep it for blood work purposes. And then this last year I kind of just was pushing it off. I think my oncologist actually forgot that I still had a port. So I ended up going to see my hematologist back in October during my reading week, and I was telling her that my plan was I was going to reach out to my oncologist to get my port taken out. And she said, oh, like, I can reach out to her and get this sorted for you. I love my hematologist. She is just the best and is amazing. And when I went and saw her, she was asking me how I was doing, and I said, oh, I'm in my 3rd year of my program with naturopathic medicine. And she was like, give me a high five. She said, did you ever think that you would be where you are a few years ago now? And it kind of feels surreal, like thinking about it that way. But anyways, she reached out to my oncologist. I had planned to do it potentially in January while I was off of school, but then I got an email from my hematologist like a week later, and she said, we got this scheduled for November 8th. Hopefully this works with your schedule. And luckily it did. And then as for the procedure, I have gotten a port removed back in summer of 2021, I think, because this was my 2nd port. I had a staph infection when I was going through radiation and chemotherapy at the same time. So when I got that removed, I had a PICC line in, so I was given conscious sedation. But this time they didn't give me anything. I was expecting to get something, but they just took me into the procedure room. The nurse, who was lovely by the way, put up a sheet and she was like, if you can remove your shirt and put this gown on, that would be great. And then I laid down on the table. They did freeze the area with lidocaine, so I didn't really feel much. It was a bit pinchy, and at some points I feel like the doctor was a little bit on the border between the skin that was numb and not numb. And it did take a little bit longer for me because my platelets have been really low. So there was a little bit of bleeding that they had to apply pressure and just make sure that everything was okay. But all in all, it was a positive experience. I did have, like I mentioned, a really nice nurse, and she was playing music in the background, and she was playing Yellow by Coldplay. And I don't think I've mentioned this on my channel yet, but I am going to see Coldplay next year, which I am so excited about. I'm just becoming a concert person, which I'm not mad about. So I just felt like with that playing, I was gonna be okay. And it was kind of like a new beginning. So that's the port story. So let's get into, oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever been so excited for something in my life. If you haven't really been following along with the Eras tour, Taylor Swift announced the rest of the tour for the rest of the world, which included Canada, back in, I want to say June or July of 2023. And for Toronto especially, I think there were some other places that you had to do this too. I think Vancouver you had to do this, and then I don't know if some of the states you had to do this, but I guess Ticketmaster had been crashing, so they ended up doing this kind of like lottery where you sign up to be a verified fan, and then a select number of people get sent an access code to buy tickets. So I signed up with my email. I didn't realize that people were like setting up 16 to 20 different emails and Ticketmaster accounts to try to get a code. If I would have known that, I might have asked some more people to sign up, but I had some of my friends sign up and none of us got a code. I had only known, I think, 3 potentially people in real life that had gotten a code, and I was pretty sad about it. And then fast forward to a couple months ago, I had been hearing that people who were going to the concert, they were getting last minute tickets. So I started following a couple Twitter accounts. I followed this guy on TikTok. He was really helpful. And then one of the Twitter accounts, I signed up for this Discord that was a huge group of Swifties that put together this chat where every time the queue on Ticketmaster would open, they would notify you. So they would notify you on Twitter, but they would also notify you on Discord. And then this guy on TikTok, he also would notify you on TikTok. So people who had been waitlisted, so that would be me included, wouldn't get an email from Ticketmaster that the queue was open. Like, they would just open it randomly. So there was some very, very dedicated people, and I owe everything to these dedicated people who watched the trends of when Ticketmaster would open its queue from like all of the shows leading up to Toronto. So when we knew that she was coming in about a week or two, I had been talking with two of my friends from school, and we were texting back and forth every time the queue would open, and we would jump into the queue. And the first couple of times I had no luck. It said that I didn't have access to it. And then finally I was able to get in, but still couldn't get any tickets. So I think I ended up in total going into the queue about 6 times. It was crazy. Like, my 2 friends from school, we would jump into the queue at literally any hour of the day. I remember last Thursday, my friend and I, we were both in clinic, and I was just in the first hour. So I've been shadowing this year, and the first hour of clinic is just the interns discussing their cases, or if they're asking the supervisor questions about something related to their cases that they're seeing that day. So the queue opened in the middle of the preview session. So I just clicked on Ticketmaster and entered. And then after I didn't get any tickets, I'd seen another intern had said that she was also trying and didn't get any. But then my intern that I see for appointments, she ended up getting 3 tickets. I was a little envious, but I was also really happy for her, because this is like winning the lottery. And the emotional turmoil that it has been to get so excited to get into the queue, and then to have that completely ripped away once you get in the queue and it either crashes or it says that there's nothing available. I was in a depression, and I know that sounds dramatic, but it's something that I have been trying to get Taylor Swift tickets my entire life. My mom actually shared a couple weeks ago a memory on Facebook of 15 years ago when she was trying to get me tickets to Taylor Swift, and the tickets sold out in like 60 seconds. And I just have never been able to get tickets. I haven't been lucky enough to get tickets. So I was determined, my friend and I, especially my 2 friends at school and I, we were determined that we were going. We would talk to each other and we would say, oh yeah, like, we're definitely going. My one friend and I, we had actually planned to, so we were going to night 4. We had planned to, like, the week before we got tickets, we were gonna go to the Rogers Center and stand outside the day of and see if the resale prices dropped, because we were also monitoring the resale prices. And can I just say that, like, resale is crazy, and the amount of new tickets that were added after every time that queue opened was so maddening, because the people that really, really wanted to go to this concert weren't getting access to these tickets, but these people that were trying to resell these tickets at astronomical prices were getting tickets. So I was also monitoring StubHub, I was monitoring SeatGeek, I was monitoring Vivid Seats, and then this other app called TickPics, and seeing which one had like lower prices, but it was still going to be a lot, like minimum $2,000 for a ticket, which is insane. I was determined, so the first night that she was actually here, which was last Thursday, I was feeling some FOMO. So my mom and I ended up watching the Eras Tour movie on Disney Plus, because my mom had never seen it. I had seen it in theaters with some of my friends, like, when it came out. At that point, when we had seen the movie, I thought this was like my only chance that I'm gonna see it. So we watched that whole thing, and then I even bought an outfit online that night because, like I said, very determined. So then Saturday, this past Saturday, I was at work and I think the queue opened mid-afternoon, but I couldn't get to that, and it was only for like the Saturday night show, so I knew that I wouldn't be able to get to Toronto in time. But then I got home, we ate dinner, we were watching a Hallmark Christmas movie, and I just wasn't in the mood. I was feeling really sad, and she had done 3 shows already. We only had 3 more left, so I only had 3 more chances of getting tickets. And I just said to my mom, I was like, I'm just gonna go to my room. So I was on my laptop and I got a notification from the Discord chat that the queue was open, and this was like halfway through Taylor being on stage. So I just said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try. And then my one friend, he was texting me and he was saying, if you get in, just like keep toggling between 1 ticket, 2 ticket, 3 ticket, 4 tickets, like just keep doing that, because apparently people had been successful at doing that. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be patient, I'm going to do that, and it doesn't matter like how long I'm at it. So I was also texting my other friend, and she was out to eat, and she was like, I don't know, she was like 5,000 in line and I was like 2,000 in line. And I wasn't feeling like 100% hopeful, but one of my friends and I, we were messaging back and forth, and we were like really manifesting this. And I got into the queue. I started to do the toggle because it kept saying that there was nothing available, and then a ticket would pop up, and then I would try to add it and it would say that, oh, this ticket is gone. So I just kept doing that. I lost track of where the seats were because I was like, I just need to be in the building. So I just kept doing that, and then finally the like little circle loading thing was taking longer than normal, and I was like, oh my gosh. So it added to my cart. I went to press checkout and it declined my cart because this one credit card that I have, for some reason they won't let me increase the limit, and I had been debating back and forth if I was going to change it to a different card, but I didn't know like the number on the back of my other card like off by heart. So if I was somewhere else and I was trying to get tickets, like I wanted to make sure that I knew the number. So my purse was out in the kitchen. I ran to the kitchen, I picked up my purse, I took out my wallet. Everything from my purse is like flying everywhere. I knocked some magnets off of my kitchen fridge. My mom was here in the living room, and she was walking down the hallway, and she was like, what is going on? And I am chanting out my credit card number to myself. My hands are shaking as I'm trying to type, and I finally typed it all in, and I pressed paid, and I got them, and I couldn't stop screaming for like 10 minutes. My mom was standing right there. I jumped up, I started hugging her, we both started jumping, and then I FaceTimed my friend who I had been talking back and forth, and he was telling me to toggle, and I was still screaming as I called him, and he was like, what happened? And I said, we're going to Taylor Swift. And he was like, oh my gosh, he said, I hadn't heard from you in like 5-10 minutes, so I was wondering what was going on. And then I FaceTimed my other friend who was out to the restaurant, and I think we were talking about this yesterday, and she thought that I was calling her to ask if she wanted me to buy her a ticket, not that I actually had tickets. So when I told her, like, she was in shock, like it looked like she was gonna cry. And then I called one of my high school friends. She has also been trying with me. We actually went to the Eras Tour movie together, and I told her, and she was in complete disbelief. And this didn't register until I had bought the ticket, so I was so ecstatic. I was jumping up and down, and then I looked to see where these tickets were. And do you want to know where these tickets are? On the floor. Oh my god. I am so excited. I have honestly been in such a low mood. If you haven't been following me, you might not know, but if you have, I lost my grandmother back in July, and she was very, very special and important to me. and I just haven't really felt like myself since she has passed away. And she knew how much I wanted to see Taylor Swift, and I really feel like she was there with me getting these tickets, because there was a bunch of signs. I was listening to Taylor Swift like the last couple of weeks. That's like all I usually listen to anyways, but I was making sure that every time I was in the car I was listening to Taylor Swift. I got that notification on Spotify that says like you're in the top 13% of listeners, and every time I would drive to school, on my like GPS app, it would say that there's 13 minutes of traffic. And if you don't know, 13 is Taylor Swift's lucky number because she was born on December 13th, but it was also my nanny's lucky number because she was born on July 13th. So I just feel like she's with me in this. And one of Taylor Swift's songs, Marjorie, is probably my favorite song of hers at the moment, because it really makes me feel close to my grandmother, and it is such a beautiful depiction of grief and like feeling that that person is still with you even though they're not physically there. And every time I listen to that song, I like tear up, and to be able to hear that song live, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But right now I do have to rush to an appointment because I have been just yapping. But I'll talk to you later. Okay, I'm back from my appointment. I have been seeing a grief counselor for the past couple of months. Today was actually my last session, and we've been talking about Taylor Swift for a few sessions, and she knew how much I wanted to go, so I was able to tell her that I got tickets, and she's so sweet. It's just really sinking in because Taylor Swift has been a part of my life since I can remember. The first time I heard of Taylor Swift, my aunt that passed away a few months before I finished chemotherapy, she had bought her debut CD for me when it might have been my 7th or 8th birthday. I had a karaoke machine and we didn't have a lot of music to sing to, so she bought me my very first Taylor Swift CD, and like I said, that was debut. And then I've been following her since then. I just feel like her music has been with me for all of the stages of life that I've gone through. Her music was there for me when I went through a really hard breakup, my first breakup. When I was going through cancer, I remember singing on the way to and from the hospital to Taylor Swift, especially during those times where treatment was a lot and I was going to the hospital quite frequently. Her music brought me a lot of comfort and peace. And then, like I said, with the song Marjorie, more recently with my aunt, and now my grandmother, my nanny, that song just brings me a lot of peace. So I cannot believe that I am actually going to be seeing her in concert finally after all of this time. So I thought I'd do a haul because like I said, I had ordered a outfit Thursday night with the intention that I was going to go the next Thursday and wait outside of the Rogers Center. So I wanted something that I could wear to clinic and be somewhat warm. So I first was going to do Evermore, but I ordered this, and then when it came in the mail, I was like, oh no, this is not the same plaid. And to be honest, I really want to do something sparkly. I really want to go all out. That's why I decided to do Fearless. And my mom was at the mall on Sunday, and I was looking online and there was a dress at Old Navy. I asked her to go check it out, and she tried it on for me and bought it for me. So I'm still gonna try this on and see if maybe I can do like a costume change, but I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty cold, so I don't know. we'll see. And I was also gonna do a mashup of different eras because it's so hard to just pick one. I have come to love like every era, and I will say that there's been some eras when they came out, like I don't think I was in the stage of life where I needed that. Like I remember Lover came out like a few months after I went through like this huge breakup, and I was mostly listening to Red. I think Red is my favorite album, and all of the like sad songs. So I wasn't really in the mood for Lover when it came out. And then during the pandemic, Folklore and Evermore was something that really had to marinate with me because they are all like pretty slow songs, but I absolutely love those albums now. Mash up Evermore and Red, but we'll see. I got all of this pack of rhinestones off of Amazon. You can see that we're like losing daylight here. And then some of the like silver. And then butterflies. I love butterflies anyways, but I feel like butterflies are really reminiscent of her earlier albums. So I found these gold butterfly clips. It came with a pack of 2 that I'm going to put. Isn't that cute? And actually my friend Sarah, who is one of the ones that is going to the concert with me, she's coming over tonight and we're going to make some friendship bracelets. So I'll show that. I know this is more of like a chatty video, but we have lots to catch up on and there's lots to talk about. So I told my friend Sarah to bring any beads if she wanted to, because she is stopping by the dollar store before she comes here, so possibly she'll bring more, but I think we have lots.
Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life. Treating every night like the last time. So I end all my days with you. Yeah, we should share a backseat in a taxi to get home. No need for either of us at this point to sleep alone. 'Cause I don't like ending my days with you. You can waste my time if that's what you wanna do. Oh, I don't mind if all that you say is not true. No, I don't mind. I just wanna end all my days with If I'm being honest, baby, I don't really care what this is. 'Cause
I made all of these. My mom's making these for my friend John, so he'll have some bracelets to trade. That's gonna be it for today's video. Make sure you check out Luisa. Use my code for up to 30% off, and the more you buy, the more that you save. This is a great Black Friday sale, so take advantage. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one when we're going to Taylor.
And the jewelry is very nice.
Thank
Very,
you.
very classy.